What's going on, everyone? Thank you for tuning in again for another video this week. We got a lot packed in here. Let's kind of get to it. First, we're going to start out by doing a little plowing for a neighbor, helping him out in a tight spot. Really want to build a new platform for the new salt box in the back of the truck. Make the rest of the season kind of accessing the salt a little easier. I've been wanting to for a really long time and wanted to reposition the 22-inch light bar that was on the back of the truck. Really think it'd be more beneficial to have in the front. And we're going to cut out a little bit of time to also break the front of my truck, and we'll be sure to share that moment with you. We're going to quote an upcoming possible graffiti job and play with a new toy. I think you guys will like it. I'm looking forward to using it this season. So let's kind of jump into what we got going on here and see what's going on. Hey everybody, what's going on? So my neighbor up the road here is having a little bit of bad luck with his oil tank for the heat for his house. It apparently has rotted completely through from the bottom, and he has lost about 200, I think he said maybe 225 gallons of brandly purchased fuel oil onto his basement floor. So there's not much that we can do about that, but he does have an access area to his back door where apparently the fuel company, the fuel service company, is going to be coming tomorrow. They need to be able to get some trucks up in there. All right, what it is that we are looking to do here is we need to move this snow, which is going to be nice and challenging to push this heavy wet snow on all this ice. So we'll see what happens. Got plenty of salt if I need some extra traction, but we got to get this snow out of the way here and just basically make some access up to this door. So I'm going to start pushing downhill to get rid of this big berm, and then I think the easiest way, because this tree is here, is to actually push snow up.
Okay, one thing I want to do here is before I put this box in the back of the truck, we had built this wood crate here to hold the buckets, and basically these 2x4s run all the way to the cab of the truck, and it was basically meant to keep my bags of salt and the weight that I had here, as well as the buckets, from sliding around as I was plowing. When we put this up in here, it was done just a day or two before a storm. We had just sat it on top of this wood crate here, and then put a piece of another piece of 2x4, or actually this is like a 2x6, up against the front of this just to keep it from moving. Now that I have some time, I want to actually lift this up. It's still got probably 800 pounds, if not more, of salt in here. I want to lift it up out of here, pull this crate down, and then see if we can do something different in here. Basically, with it sitting up on these 2x6s, it's just, you know, it's sitting basically 6 inches higher than it needs to. So see if we can drop this down. We still got probably a month and a half or so, hopefully not, of winter left, and this will just make it a little easier for us to work. want to do is basically the same concept. I want this box to sit down lower, so I want to take this crate out of here, but I still want to have the same concept of keeping it from sliding. So we'll see what we can figure out here. Okay, I think that's what we're gonna do here first. So this is gonna stick, this is 3 feet out from the back wall here of the truck. And as it was, the way that it was is that it was kind of pressing up against this. This is gonna push it out. There's probably about 1.5 feet of space now between the 2 boxes. Put some shovels and whatever else I need back there. The other thing that's gonna help me do, it's gonna help me shift all that weight kind of on this side of the wheel wells. You really want most of your weight back behind the wheels. I think it's gonna help. I want to sit the box right down in here, and then we'll do something to brace it from going out this way, but that'll keep it from shoving back up in there. Okay. See here, now this won't be riding up on this box. There's probably about 900 pounds, I'd say, give or take, of weight still in this box. And now you can see it shifted back on this side of the wheels. So that's really gonna help. Believe it or not, that makes a pretty big difference. Now what I want to do is just kind of shim this up so it doesn't rock back and forth. This is going to keep it from when I'm hitting snowbanks. It's going to keep it from sliding forward. And then what I want to do is basically box it in here. So here we are behind the box. This is just an extra board that I have laying around. Basically what was holding in the box earlier in the front of the, basically on the other side of this. Just going to pull these screws out and pop it on here. What this is going to do is it's going to brace this corner on each side a little bit and just give it a little more meat. So let's go ahead and put that in. It should be pretty quick. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do with the back. Okay. Wanted it a little snugger than that, but it didn't want to fit. So now that's not going to hold it, right? So now what I want to do is we are braced forward. So it's not going to move any forward or any more forward towards the cab of the truck. This is not going to keep it from going backwards. What we now need to do is maybe take a block here, and we're just gonna screw or fasten, we'll figure out something way to actually give this a stopper. All right, look at that. See how it works. All right, well, it is about 23 degrees out, and it feels like it's 1 degree out. So I feel like this is a perfect time to move this light to the front of the truck. Looks like the wires, I must have did 2 lights on separate days, which is good. What's nice about the ground being all covered in ice is I can just kind of pull myself along. They are separated, so that's good. They're not all bound together with the electrical tape. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through here and unclip all these existing plastic ties that are holding just this wire unit or this wire grouping on here. It runs all the way up, and then we'll be able to get the truck, or I'm sorry, we'll be able to get the light off the back of the truck, and we'll find a place to mount it in the front. But like I said, the first step is to get all this wiring undone. First thing we need to do is start clipping some of these plastic ties. Now this light bar, just like all these other lights here, come with hardware to permanently mount these things to your vehicle. It involves drilling holes, and I just don't like doing that. This has been on here all winter long with plowing. Been moving a lot on here, and 3 zip ties. That's all that was holding it, and I think I'm going to be able to mount it to the front of the truck with the grill using zip ties as well. So try not to drill any holes if I don't have to. All right, there is nothing but sand all underneath this truck. That is New York winter roads for you. All right, so we've got this wire all stripped from running around the frame of the truck, and as you can see right here is basically where we've got it loose to. So the switch that's in here, which I have under the steering column, is all fine. The way it's ran to the battery is fine. Now what we need to do is just run the end of this wire eventually through this cavity somewhere, and I want to reposition the light in here, recessed back in here. So running that wire is a pretty simple task. What is not going to be as simple as I'd like it to be is removing the front of this grill here. So I'm not really sure what it entails. It doesn't seem to be fastened on there too crazily, but there's a lot of bolts and screws through here, some of which need to be removed and some don't. So I just need to go through and figure out which ones are actually holding the grill and which ones are holding something else. So it was actually only two 10mm fasteners. There's actually places for 4 bolts. There was only 2 in there, which I'm okay with, I suppose. What I was having trouble with is figuring out how to unfasten the bottom. And after a little playing around, this is probably not going to be easily seen by the camera. I can't really get it down in there. Maybe you can take my word for it. Hold on, we're going to get this propped up here. Right at the end of the screwdriver, there are plastic gray clips. There's one down there, one in the middle, maybe 5 all together. This one's going to be easy to grab. I don't know about the other ones, but if you push down, See how that just kind of broke free? And that side's, that clip is out. So I guess I can go through here. Let's see. Okay, there you have it. The front of a Ford. So the idea here is really simple. I just want to get this light back behind this area here. We'll see what it lets me do. There you go. See if we can get it back on the truck. We want to find a way to marry these two wires together, so once we fasten it in, we're all set to go. Let's see what we need to do here. Well, something really unfortunate just happened. The wind blew and this came down off the front of the truck here, and I lost my corner, so we'll have to be more careful. Okay, so we went back and I made just a couple changes off camera. I did have the zip ties kind of coming down in through here. I went and changed it and had them run along these pillars here, which I should have done the first time. It hides it a little bit better, so looks pretty good. I think it's gonna be nice and bright and make these back dark roads a little brighter as we're driving through. We'll get some we'll take a look at it as it gets darker tonight, see what it does lighting up the road. So not bad. It's all wired up. I just ran the wire down through here, and pretty simple project. A little annoyed about boogering up this corner here, but stuff happens. These are easily replaced. I probably won't do it just because a little bit of black Gorilla Tape is going to do just fine right here, but everything's so cold. Like I said, I mean, look at the ground. It's just all ice. This stuff's brittle. So, but that I've been wanting to do for a really long time. Here's basically the finished product. We took the truck to the Gorilla Tape body shop. I think an argument can be made that it looks better than factory. So, looks pretty good. Recessed back in there. Tonight when it gets dark, as long as I don't freeze to death coming out here to do it, we will turn the light on and possibly take it for a drive. So bright you can't even see it. Woo! All right, so today is Thursday, March 4th. Just a couple days ago, as I mentioned in one of my last videos, was once March came around, I was gonna start, putting some feelers out. Still a little early, but I wanted to start marketing a little bit. So I put out just a small Facebook ad that's going to run for basically the rest of the month, and I turned on my leads and my lead flow for Home Advisor. So I did that right around March 4th or March 1st, which was the beginning of the week. So this morning I got a notification on Home Advisor that someone was looking for a pretty quick turnaround on some exterior cleaning. I called the guy and found out that it was not a residential home. It's actually a commercial building that I guess the city is giving him an issue for the way that it looks. I don't know if it's been graffitied, but it sounds like it's some kind of brick or block exterior. I'm driving down there now. I'm going to drive the 40 minutes. I'm going to take a look at it and see if it's something that I want to put a quote in for. If it is a job that I want to take on and the price is right, then I'd be looking to do it next week, most likely just renting a pressure washer. I'm not going to be taking my stuff out, getting it wet, and then get down to freezing temperatures at night. So a lot of these decisions aren't really going to be made until we can actually get down there and take a look at what's going on. So let's do that. Okay, so this is the building in question. Looks like it's just been heavily graffitied. It's very accessible from this road here, and they want this cleaned up. So I have never removed graffiti. I know it's possible, so when I get home I'll be figuring out the best methods and chemicals to use. I will be taking this job. There's no reason not to. Just got to figure out how to do it. And Really shouldn't be that difficult. So I will be back here in a couple days and we'll see what it's like to wash this building. All right, well, I thought a cool way to possibly end this video was looking at some nifty gifties that were recently given to me. If you guys don't know what these are called pitch hoppers. I've never used them. We're going to use them for the first time in just a few minutes. Basically, what this is this foam padding on the back, lays down on the asphalt shingle, and basically grips to it, supposedly like Velcro. And this gives you a platform to work on, to hopscotch on, if we were having to do some washes, gutter cleans, whatever it might be on a steep roof. So some moss removal, whatever it may be. Let's go throw these up on the roof out back, and we'll just do a quick little look-see at how these work. All right, the pitch to the roof that I'm standing on, it's pretty gentle, and we're going to be testing this out a lot more in detail in a future video. Right now, this is just the first time that I've been able to get up on the roof. We've had some decent weather. There will be an in-depth more look at this. I mean, obviously we're going to be using it a bunch this summer, but I mean, it doesn't want to budge. It's pretty good. So the idea for these things are, again, this pitch is not so bad, but on a steeper roof, we're trying to get to a high spot to get some moss, especially you can see across the street. Now the pitch on that roof, if you had to get up there and get some moss or get a nice spray or some debris off the roof, that would be pretty difficult to walk. With something like this, you can get up on there. Supposedly, you're still supposed to be harnessed off when you use this stuff. It says it right on here. I've never used a harness system. Doesn't mean that that's right. Probably should. But basically, if you have two, now if I was struggling to find a good slope to stand on, now I've got another one where if you watch some of these videos online, you can have now this platform, and I'm on here pretty good. I mean, bring this up, put that up ahead of you. You know, I can bring up a 5-gallon pail. I can bring up some rust remover to get up near the chimney, set it on here. It's pretty neat. I mean, they hold pretty good, but the real test is going to be on a steeper roof. Like, that would probably be pretty cool on these is to maybe drill a hole through the foam and have like a 4 or 5 foot loop of like small rope, so you can reach down and grab it, pull them around. This will definitely be interesting to play with this summer. Try it out on some challenging roofs. This one doesn't pose too much of an issue, but I mean, I'm a pretty heavy guy, about 215. I was jumping on this thing pretty good. Pitch or no pitch, it grabs pretty good. It grabs to the texture of the roof, the asphalt there, so it's nice. All right, well, like I said, more on that coming. We do have a video hopefully coming if we do land the job for that graffiti removal. Today is Thursday. I gave the quote for the job just a little while ago, and I said that I could get it done Monday. So if I hear back from the guy, if he likes the price, if I get the job, then next week's video will have definitely a little bit on graffiti removal. One other thing is marketing. I know I touched a little bit on marketing throughout this video. There's going to be a dedicated video coming for marketing for the 2021 season. I'm going to be drawing up and show you guys how you can design some marketing how to narrow down your roots, use EDDM, as well as you know, finding a good print shop around to make these prints for you. So thanks for watching, and we will see you next week.